Hey guys, Mitko here from DN Models, and today we are going back to the basics, unboxing one single action airbrush from Mr.Hobby. This is the Procon Boy SQ. The airbrush is featuring 4mm nozzle and it is very different in appearance compared to the conventional airbrushes. Boxing is rather modest and, as you can see, is designed mostly for store display. The top is transparent, generating additional interest. Sides are showing other Mr.Hobby products, and the back features diagram explaining the proper connection in accordance to the air source, either compressor or Mr. Air can supply. Different size hoses are featured here too. Inside of the box, again, rather modest bed for the airbrush and the other parts that are included in this set. Instruction sheet sits behind it. The sheet itself is a leaflet with 6 pages in total, and it is folded very carefully too. It features a cutaway of the Procon Boy SQ, parts description and installation guide which concerns the Mr. Air can supply mostly. Then we have suggested paint dilution and probable results based on Mr.Color and Mr.Color thinner. Very good paints, but unfortunately only small fraction of what is available on the markets today. Then we have suggestion about the distance featuring 10 to 15 cm spray pattern compared to 1 to 5 cm and the expected results. You will see that shortly. The airbrush features the polished body and it is above 140 grams in weight. That includes the cup. In addition to that, you get a wrench for the nozzle disassembly and cleaning. The set features add-ons, which are a hose made from black material, a connector for Mr. Air can supply, and a connector for the airbrush, of course, suitable for that hose, which shows equal fittings on both of its sides. The airbrush itself is with 1/8 on its foot. Those add-ons are not suitable for professional airbrush users in my personal opinion. Maybe only in emergencies when there is no electrical power or your compressor fails. They are nice parts with seals and everything needed for proper work. However, I think this cannot give you the desired proficiency and, most importantly, will not correspond to the airbrush quality. I have bad memories from Revell cans and their single actions, so I try to stay away from those as much as possible. For the paint, I will test the airbrush with undiluted Ammo by MIG paint, in this case a darker color meant to be used for tank tracks. This is supposed to be sprayed out of the bottle directly, however, my experience tells me that dilution is mandatory. For that reason, and to test the airbrush more recklessly, I will spray it just as it is. Supposedly, this should cause some troubles later in the spray session. The test bed will be a Tamiya F16 in 48 scale without any primer and without any surface preparations. Temperature about 16 Celsius, rather dry day, and most importantly, pressure of the compressor is set around 16-17 psi. I haven't prepared for the testing, so you're sharing my first tryouts with the Virgin airbrush. In regards to PS-268, my hand is a Virgin too. This is my first real attempt with it. I believe this is more realistic for a review. I can be more precise, of course, but the trouble is that I am standing here while usually I am sitting during airbrush sessions. With that said, the results here are self-explanatory. Without much effort, decent coverage is achieved, and opening the 4mm nozzle widely shows results that are quick, even, and troubleless. As you can see, the airbrush can spray fine lines too. And what you see is with undiluted paint, and in my opinion not the best option for a paint that will give you the finest possible results. Surprisingly though, this 0.4mm nozzle can draw very good. This, according to my perception, can satisfy a complex 48 scale Messerschmitt camouflage or complex spaghetti painted stuck in 35th scale. Mottling is possible too, even though the results are hardly comparable with fine dual action airbrush. Decent pattern is achievable here. Again, prepping the paint more seriously will do better. But even if that airbrush is your only tool, you can do pretty much everything with it. Only experience is required. And still keep the simplicity and the ease of work and cleaning it afterwards. Being short is comfortable and even allow you to adjust it with one hand as seen here. I believe its best usage is for general coverage though. Here the pressure is set to 22 to 25 psi. You can paint large areas that way and fill them easily and quickly. For the layers to be kept even, you have to keep the distance and the pressure, and there is no other factor that may change the finish. Cleaning it afterwards is a breeze. 0.4mm nozzle is not such a burden and the needle is short and directly connected to the swiveling tail for the adjustment. The needle and the nozzle covers are like with every other airbrush. The trigger has a hole large enough so you can still put the needle through without huge risk about it, and pretty much that's it. The disassembly is straightforward. Flow in the cup is optimized, and what you see here is the airbrush after that paint session, and without any additional cleaning but spraying 3 full cups of Windows cleaner at high pressure, which I believe to be the best solution for cleaning Vallejo, AK and ammo paints. Maybe lubing the needle won't be a bad idea, but other than that there is no residue or troubles even with undiluted paints. Cleaning the needle and the nozzle cap is mentioned in the instructions, but is trouble-free too. The large nozzle and the good flow help for that. 0.4 nozzle is too more easy to be cleaned mostly through high pressure flushing, which will eventually prolong its service life. All tailored around simplicity and trouble-free use. So instead of conclusion, I have to say that having single action airbrush is mandatory for awful many reasons. General applications like priming, varnishing and metallic paints like alklats are best done with that type of tool. Comparing that to Iwata Revolution M2, it has similar characteristics, but it's only a third of its price and also comes from Japan. Both tempting facts, latter one being pretty much a guarantee for quality and reliability. For some, it might become the sole tool for painting, and for some, it might be an add-on to their dual-action guns. Whatever the case is, the short design of PS-286 and Iwata Revolution M1 and M2 proved to be very comfortable and user-friendly, so I believe such airbrush is a must. Check out Mr.Hobby for prices and you will be surprised, as for precision and abilities, you just witness what it is capable of. It is available in 2 color options, and both of them are lighter than this one due to the different materials used. Whatever suits your hand. Thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and don't forget to comment and share your airbrush experience with me. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one.